Hi, good morning and welcome back to my channel, Sew Stitch Sew Nat. My name's Natalie. You can find me on Instagram as Sew Stitch Sew. I'll put it up here. Hello, how is everyone? It's been 4 weeks since my last recording. I blipped last time and forgot about Easter, so I didn't actually manage to get anything recorded. Everyone was off, but a good time was had. I didn't take any leave other than one day towards the end of the Easter break, but we still managed a good bank holiday weekend. Went and saw Dungeons and Dragons, went bowling, can't remember what else we did, went to the park. But you're not here for, well, you might be here for life, but that was just a little bit of life. Hello and welcome returning and any new subscribers. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. I'd recommend ringing the bell because I'm a bit inconsistent, but generally speaking I'll record on Friday, which is Friday the 21st of April 2023, and this is Flosstube 26. I have got some notes, so apologies for glancing down, and I think my allergies are starting to kick off, so I shall try not to rub. And I didn't make any notes of Flosstube shout out, so I apologise. I'll try and do better next time. And I think I've had some Flosstube shout outs, so thank you very much. I think I thanked you on your videos where you haven't shouted me out, so my subscriber count has gone up a little bit. So thank you. So first hashtag, I guess, is the FFO challenge. Last time I said I had an FFO that I couldn't show you, which is this pattern by Nye Cross Stitch, and I kind of, this is the original pattern from, well, it's copyright 2021 on here, not 2021, 2011, brain, and this was the original pattern that I got. And then I did this one a year or two ago. It must have been 2020 because they couldn't have the party because of lockdown. So I've done this one. So it's kind of it's an amalgamation of the both of them. But I'll insert the video that I recorded last time here. And it's my fully finished. It's going to get gifted. And it's been done by a local framers. And it's the golden wedding anniversary by Nye Cross Stitch. So this is the second time I've stitched this pattern. I've done a like short version of it that just had 50th, and I've done this longer version twice. So I've kind of mixed the colours up a little bit and the threads, so it's not quite as it is charted. I know she still sells them on Etsy, but it's slightly different to the version that I had, which I picked up, do you know what, I want to say it's got to be at least 15 years ago. Does that mean they're doing another wedding, big wedding anniversary? Probably. It was originally stitched for my aunt and uncle for their golden wedding anniversary. So yeah. So originally I was going to go for like a deep red mount. I think it was with the gold frame, but he sort of said, how about this? And I was like, actually that looks better. So yeah, there is some of the satin DMC thread in here. There is also a little bit of metallic thread, which is the Diamante I've used. and then the rest is just DMC. So really happy with that. It's got the non-reflective glass. I can see it's catching a little bit of the light in the sun. But really happy with that, and hope they like it too. So at the end of March, I was still thinking about the Still Stitches March Madness. I'd completed the craft bag, which you will see later, which has got my hole in it. I'm not meant to be buying it here. I decided to go back to 9 Lives, which is from Just Cross Stitch Halloween 2022. Oops. And there it is. I haven't finished FFO'd it yet. I was thinking a flat fold, but I did the black is in Anchor 403. Yeah, 403. The cat's actually in 3 strands and the border's in 2, but it gives a lovely thick coverage. And the rest is called for DMC. It's on a 14 count white Ada, just from Stash. So yeah, really happy with that. Then I went back to Can Do Attitude, which is the one I changed all the colours on. So mine doesn't look like that. And in the end I ended up picking part of it as well. So this is what mine looks like. I decided to take out the colour that was in the 2023 because it just wasn't showing particularly great. So I didn't use that colour at all in the end, which was, it's the palest one, I think it was Blooming Crocus. It just wasn't showing, the lightest parts were showing against the other colour, which is Grapevine, and then the other colour is Auntie Mary's Violet. I did think about backstitching around the numbers and did one number and decided no, so I didn't do that in the end. And then the red is Cupid. So yeah, in terms of Grape Pie, oops, I've almost used full skein. So I've replaced, no I've not replaced it yet, but I've got it on the list to get. Not decided how I'm FFOing that yet, but feeling like I need to FFO it pretty quickly, as it's 2023 and it's already near the end of April. Maybe a little flat fold or something. So yeah, I'll have to have a little think about that one. Then this is a mixture of haul, because it's a start and finish, referred to as a SAF. And this was the kit as part of your Get Your Kit On sale. So it's by Sophie Crafts. She's got her own website for UK customers, and then she's got an Etsy store which does all the PDFs for international. I can't remember if she sells the kits on Etsy or not, but I don't think this is available as a PDF because I've been watching this for quite some time. So thread wise, I've probably still, I'd say I've almost got enough to stitch another one. They're quite long and generous, so you can do the loop start. I have kitted, I have sewn 2 other things by Sophie before, which I think I've shown one of them, which is a sunflower, Tomorrow's a New Day, and then the Air Ambulance, Northeast Ambulance kit that I did as a fundraiser. I want to say 2020. But her kit's really good, the pattern's really clear. Needle, hoop, 14 count Ada. Sorry, I've not ironed it. I know how I'm going to finish it. I just didn't get around to finishing it, so apologies. That's the hoop, which I actually used to stitch. It's quite, just about managed to get around all of it, but I did, yeah, I think I did it mainly in hoop. I didn't do it by hand, in hand, should I say. Oops. I've also got a voucher off Next Order. She's doing, I think it's the masking tape that goes around the edge, which looks gorgeous. But I've stopped using masking tape around the edge of my stuff. But for things like this that you know you're going to do really quickly, great. I think it's just those long-term pieces where potentially it could cause damage. And I'm looking down thinking, yeah, I've got masking tape on that stocking. That stocking was started quite some time ago. But I can't remember when I put the masking tape on. It wasn't straight away, because I didn't, when I started it, it wasn't a thing to put masking tape around the edge. That's what we call it here in the UK. I think the Americans call it painter's tape. Same thing. Next, I'll do my sampler book. I've got a stack of whips here. Some of them new starts, and then a stack of haul as well. So I'm not doing very well with the stitch from stash at the minute. So this is, oops. So this is a big project that I'm doing, the Erica Michaels sampler book. So the idea is you finish it into a book. And you use 13 different fabric, no not 30, yeah 13 different fabrics. You could use the same fabric, don't get me wrong. I've changed like the DMC colours within my fabrics, because I've not used the cold for either, apart from maybe one or two. So this is a letter E. I got a little bit frustrated with this and put it down. So I stitched in the tree, oops, in this tree, and then realised it was 4 threads too far that way. So I had to take it out because the branches of the tree would knock into the border, and then I just haven't finished English stitch, which is what the tree's made up of here. So I will finish it. The idea was to finish that one in March and then start on F, which I have not, because it's just, it goes on the other side of this. Oops. So the idea is you turn that into a page of the book, and that'll be where it's sort of sewn together. I haven't looked at the finished instructions, which will probably terrify me when I get to there. I've got a stitch on the cover which is black as well before that. The tip that I picked up when I found some videos of people that finished it previously was, don't cut your fabric until the end so you can make sure all your pages match up. So I think the vast majority of the fabrics I've got is Wygart, but there's a Permin in there. Can't remember if there's anybody else, so we shall see. I don't think I've stitched them. I have stitched on Permin before, but I've not stitched the letter that's on, the letters that are on it. So that's that one. Incidentally, XYZ are on the same page, so there's one less page. It must be, can't do the maths today. And the next one I picked up, actually this is part of the March Madness as well, was the Lindy Stitches Saltwater Scrapbook Part 2, and I'm doing the seagulls, and I've just done mine on a blue 32 count Swigart. I think it's like pale blue, so I've got hanging threads. I think last time you saw this it was mainly the white, I don't think, and the border. I don't think I put anything else in. So that's what that's looking like. So I've got 2 big birds, 2 little birds, and that one to finish off. And that one as well. So it's coming along nicely, really like it. And the white really does pop. You can see that. I think I've done it in B52 500. Where is it? I don't think it is actually. I think it's 3865, which is the called for. A pair of headphones. I lose headphones as well as scissors and needles. Next is, I decided to get my long dog out, sorry, crinkle. Just that one. And I'm stitching this in Cottage Garden Threads Ampersand, which is that one. And I'm doing it 1/2 on 36 count white. Belfast. Yeah, Belfast is 36, isn't it? So I've done most of that. I think I've come out that way and done all of that section. As you can see, still quite a lot to go. It's almost a monochromatic piece. I do think about how I'm laying the stitches down when I'm putting them down, so I'm tending to go sort of like within this motif up and down, but then I didn't jump across to lions, dragons that are there. I'll go back to it. But yeah, I gridded this all in sulky slither, which took forever. But it does help with the counting and making sure I'm staying in the right place. And I stitched that one in a heap, just to make sure my tension's right. I've noticed if I stitch in hand, my tension is not always the same across the piece. So I think that's just practice though. Because occasionally I will stitch in hand, depending on the size of the piece. More like to stitch in hand with Ada. But then if it's a big piece of Ada, no. Next I picked up an old whip, which was a sale last year? Ended last year. Which is the Lakeside Needlecraft Crystal Eyes. Last time you saw it I had done all of those and I hadn't started on this one, which I wanted to get this one finished before I started something else, but it didn't quite happen. So this is what this one looks like. Oh, it's massive. And the colours are just really pop on camera and in real life as well. Sorry, there's a hanging thread. So I'm literally picking each colour up, going round, going round with the next colour, like continuously going round. So yeah, finished that one. There's only another 4 to go. That's on a 28 count cloud stone by Fabric Flare. Oops. You can see, yeah, still got quite a bit. ended up having to zigzag the edges because it started fraying quite a lot. And I started this when I was only sort of just getting into even weaves and linens. I think if I was to start it tomorrow, I'd probably stitch on a 32 or a 36 potentially. But love it. My son has now claimed it as well. The one that's got the no planet B star. The other one's not getting looking. Not a chance. But he chose the massively epic big Pokemon, and I just couldn't get into it, so it's languishing in the UFO pile. And then I picked him the Pokemon song charts, and that's on black. It's just not going anywhere. It's actually his birthday next month. And part of me's feeling sort of quite guilty that I've not got on with it, but yeah. Next, now this is a new start. We'll save the new starts. I started on the Get Your Kit on sale, which is what the Sewing is My Therapy was for, and then I decided to pull out a whip and get some work done on that. And it's getting quite close to time for beading. I've ripped out the witch's hat that was off by one. Well, the whole hat was off by one up here. So that's been ripped out now, and that's Halloween Night by Mill Hill. In terms of full stitches, I know I've got all the across here to do, and then it's all the and the hat here, and then I think it's all the beading, unless I've got the odd stitch missing. So yeah, so I just made a working copy of that, and I just colour in as I go along. And I've got some other Mill Hills in here when I eventually want to start another one, as well as the Christmas one that I've not touched. Then I picked up, you've all seen this one, which is Victorian Charm by Dimensions. This was a Christmas present 2 years ago. It's on 18 count Navy Ada. Yeah, 18 count. And this is where I'm up to. I'll show this on Instagram. That was it. The reason I semi-UFO'd this was the threads were shredding as they were going through the fabric, and I was struggling to work on the Navy Ada, but I got some good tips. I was using like the thread conditioner, but it wasn't really helping, so I've gone up to a bigger needle, which, as you can see, it's not making it holey or anything. It just lets the thread flow through without tugging it on the fabric. So it helps a lot and makes it a much nicer stitching process. I've also got like a clamp-on light. So the last time I stitched this, I just put it in a Q-snap, clamped on the light, and just went for it. I think I did it on my library stand as well. So I finished off that top section there, and then went from there downwards. So I'm much happier with the progress now. Still a long way to go though. I think my plan is, get all the full stitches done, and black on navy is a daytime thing, so I sort of work around that. Yeah, get all the full stitches in. Not sure what I'm doing about the stars, whether I'm going to use bees or not. I mentioned that in a video a long time ago. But yeah, it's coming along. And that's part of Get Your Kit On sale as well. Next is a new start. Yeah, I'm going to save one of the other whips till the end, which was a UFO that I dragged out for Get Your Kit On sale as well. I don't think I'd started this one last time. I think I was waiting on the... No, I just got the fabric, that's what it was. And that is Love Birth Stamper by Happiness on Etsy. My idea for this one was to do a thread a day, but since starting the block challenge, which you'll see in a minute, I haven't. But we've got until July, folks. So yeah, I've got a nice lot of filling here to do, filling up here, and I'm just working on the O at the minute. So depending on the mood I can do that. And that's on a 32 count snow ice Weigart. Call for DMC. And the pattern's lovely and big on that. I did actually print out the big pattern and stuck the pages together. I've got room underneath for the personalisation, so yeah, massive. I've definitely got a habit lately of either copying or printing and then sticking it all together, and then I just fold around where I want to be stitching. Makes it much easier, especially if you can't load it into Pattern Keeper, or you've got a PDF that then won't go into Pattern Keeper. I struggle to mark it off on other things, which is probably why I've put down another sale that I was doing, which was the unicorn sale, which is now finished. So the one I started, I think I started it before that, I could be wrong, was the Sewing Room Mystery Stitch Along. I've done part 1, I've not done part 2. I don't think I've got a photo. I'll pop one in here. Using the call for threads, but I'm doing mine on a 32 count Murano taupe. And that is what part 1 looks like. So these are released on the 1st of the month, so yeah. I'm probably starting part 2 about the time I started part 1, but then I'm not. Am I starting it? Block challenge is taking priority, but this is one of the plans I'd like to do. And it is nice block sort of stitching as well. I opted not to do, I think, 2 strands. No, that's 2 strands. That's not in 2 strands, so the bit going across. My other thing is whether the taupey colour is blending in a little bit too much. I can't. It looks okay in real life, but it's quite similar in colour. So yeah, doing the back stitching as go along on that, but I don't think there's going to be a tremendous amount. And I just got that in my Canny Little Fox home project, which I showed last time. And then the challenge, the big challenge. Oops, sorry, stuff's now on the floor. this is all called for DMC on a 14 count white Ada, so it has to be 14 count white Ada to be counted if you want to enter in for the prize. And that is what it looks like when it's done. That's just a computer mock-up. On their Instagram page there is a picture, and they're called Stitching Book Club. I'll put it on the screen if it's wrong, but I'll put the link down below. And that's all in called for DMC, and that's where I'm up to. So I posted last night on Instagram, and it was about 15% and 6.5 hours. So I've done a tiny bit this morning, probably about 50-60 stitches. Yeah, so I've got the big squares to do, finish off the little ones, and then all the border. So yeah, still quite a bit to do. Absolutely loving it though. And it's quite interesting because I'm timing myself. So, and then I've got the pattern keeper saying how much percentage I've done. So there's about 7,000 stitches in total. And I can't believe it, someone's already finished, which is amazing. I think if it had been on holiday or a weekend, I probably would have been further along than I am now. I'm about 1,000 stitches in. Trying to work out if that doesn't. Yeah, 1,000 stitches in. About maybe it's near close to 8,000. So yeah, once I've finished this and done some jobs, I'll be sitting down doing that, especially for film night, because it's nice easy stitching. And then the last whip I want to talk about, which was a UFO, even though I'm desperate to get it finished, is the, what do they call him? I think he's just called Santa Stocking. I'll check my notes. Unfortunately it doesn't say it on here at all. And that's on a 14 count Ada. I'm just using the threads that came in it and beads. So I've stitched the name up here and then realised that there should be gold and not silver, so I've kind of stopped until I decide what I'm going to do with that border. You can see I've sort of mangled it onto the frame because I can't use a hoop and I can't use a Q-snap and I don't want to stitch it in hand, so this is like a clip-on frame and it just about gets in. It's not tight at all. But for what I want to use it for, I'm fine with that. I can clip it into the Lowry stand. So I have done the metallics that are dotted around here. I've finished the sack. It's little bits of odd stitching that I've done. So my plan is to sort of complete going down now. So that's beading, metallic thread, any stitches that are missing. I will get it finished this year, I'm determined. And then I've got stockings to make. Yeah. So my stocking, my husband's stocking, and then I need to do something with the kids because the kids aren't lined and one of them's starting to fray quite badly. And the other thing is, 3 of them, including this one, loop like this, and one that goes like that. It's going to drive us all nuts, I know it is. So yeah. But yeah. I've yeah, struggled with that one. My other ones that I've done, not a problem. So that is it for, yeah, that's it for whips, new starts. in terms of plans, the block challenge, mystery sewing room, get your kit on sale. What else have I written down? The sampler book, the birth sampler, and something that I bought in haul. So yeah, lots of things I'd like to be doing. I think the reality is I'm probably just going to have to choose what I really want to do or feel like doing at that particular point in time, because I'm starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed but really motivated at the same time. So yeah, we shall see. If I don't keep up with the sales, I don't keep up with the sales. You can see that with the crystallised one. I sort of got 7 months in and then stopped. I can't remember what came up. I don't know if it was Jolly July or something like that came up last year, and I fell off the cliff and stopped stitching it, and then didn't pick it up again. And that chart does go into Pattern Keeper, but not the back stitching. There's you can just flip it onto PDF and then you can see what you need to do, and there's not too much of it. I do it as I go along, which makes it much easier. Right, next is haul. So if you don't want to stick around for that, that is fine. If you like what you've seen, like and subscribe. I'd also like to wish Yas best of luck for the marathon this Sunday. Pretty sure it's this Sunday. Yeah, I hope the weather does what you want it to do, because I know what it's like when you're running. I guess I have run half marathons. I've never run a full marathon, and not recently either. Pre-COVID. Yeah. So bye for now if you're not sticking around for haul. Right, so haul. My first purchase, Sophie bags on Instagram. She's a UK maker. They're great. So you just comment and say I want one. They're reasonably priced, really good quality, and you can fit the, I think it's 11 by 11 Q snap in there, which I've just put down. I haven't got access to one in a minute. This one, yeah, just grab that, and it fits in there quite nicely. You can also fit the A4 sheets across as well. Really nice bag, and they always come with that. So this is my first purchase, but I've seen it on Ellie Welly Stitch's channel, and they're amazing and smell really lovely as well. It's a really weird comment to make, but they do. So that's my first purchase. I've got lots of fabric. I should be making my own, but I never seem to get round to it, and my skill level is not that level. So amazing in terms of that. I've got my cottage garden threads. These are from Patch here in the UK. I've also done the PDF hearts for Pam. So we'll get those in July, I believe. I've not done the threads, just the PDFs. So that's the colourways this month. From Sophie Crafts, I also got 2 needle minders, and this one says just one more stitch, and they feel like really strong magnets as well, but I've not used those yet. I've also been onto eBay. Dangerous, I know. I picked up a sorry, I've just had to edit that out because it was rather loud. I don't want to blow anybody's eardrums off. I just realised there's a pattern within a pattern here. So this is all from the same seller, and I can't remember the seller's name. I will pop it on screen and below. Because Jeff P. Smith's on holiday, although I'm not sure if they're back now. So I got the Lizzie Kate snippet, Stitching Forever, and then the new to me designer is My Big Toe. Stitch today, stash tomorrow. No, stash today, stitch tomorrow. Completely the wrong way around. And that's got weeks in it, and it's a Witchelt fabric, but I'll probably swap that out. And it fits a 5x7 frame. So yeah, just a nice little one. And then pins and needles. Pins and needles, needles and pins. When one piece is finished, another begins. Or in my case, I have 30 whips and keep going on all of them. And then some UFOs on top. That's in Classic Colourworks, and Witchelt again. Same fabric, which is Queen's Ansley, so we'll swap that out. And that's 99 by 99, so that's a bit bigger. And then the one that caught my attention, and I went looking for extra things. The photo's really bad on this, but this is not the same designer. Hand Blessings. It's actually a pearl cotton, I think, when I looked at it inside, but it includes the charms. So I'm just, this is an idea for a gift for my mother-in-law, so I'm going to probably change it. I'm not sure if that's a permin linen I've already got. So yeah, I'll switch it up a little bit, but I will definitely use the charms. So yeah, she's a big crocheter, and she's just had a birthday, so it would be more likely Christmas or birthday next year. Then I got to print that off. My fabric from Lakeside, Needlecraft here in the UK, which is fabric of the month. This month it's Daffodil. Which one's which? 36. Okay. So this one's a 36 and this one's a 32. Absolutely gorgeous. At first I was like, what am I going to stitch on that? So that's 36 again. I think the light's blowing it out a little bit. Yes, definitely more vibrant in real life. That's 32. I was like, what am I going to stitch on that? And then I had the inspiration, which I've bought the chart and I've not printed it off, which is You Are My Sunshine by Liz Matthews. Hello from Liz Matthews. So yeah, but I switched the colours, so I'm probably going to do that in like a grey, but I haven't decided which shade of grey yet. And like I said, I've bought the PDF, but I've not printed it off yet. I also bought some other fabric. Now, to be fair, this was on order last time I recorded, but I've only just received it. And it is a hand-dyed fly. I've not actually opened this up yet. So this is from Cafety Kate here in the UK. And one was a ready-to-go fabric and the other one was a one that she already had. So this is Ocean Sunset in a 25 count Lugana. Oops. I've not tagged this on yet. I bought a tag gun which really does help actually, rather than trying. Oops. What is that? It's semi-true to colour. I think the blue is coming across a lot more bluer than it is. Smells lovely. There's nothing. I think I have had it before where I've had something and it's not smelt right. You just not wanting to stitch on it at all. And this one's a buttercream. And this is a 32 count even weave. I've started to get into 36 a bit more, but I thought given that it's hand dyed, I'd go with 32 and see how tight it is. But yeah, lovely colour. Probably a bit more, it's more of a caramelly colour than a peachy colour. I'm not sure it's coming across on camera. Not sure what I'm going to stitch on that yet. Then I bought, we were in the works. I just picked up a couple more of the little bag things which I might stitch something on. I could stitch that crocheting thing. Yeah, ideas are bubbling again. I also put in order with Push Addicts. I can't remember what led me to go into Push Addicts actually. Look at the white. Oh, I wanted some, I've left that downstairs, but some vinyl, and then got distracted. Usually, and I also wanted some plain white fabric for something. I've got it written down on my, I've got a spreadsheet, Stitch from Stash, that I'm noting everything down on. So I picked up, along with those, I picked up Make a Mower Cotton Reels Red. Gorgeous, love it. And that is 1/2 metre that I bought. And then I also bought the blue one. Call it blue? Yeah, blue. This one, but I love all those turquoisey tones in it. Could decide between the two, so why not? That's also 1/2 metre. Oops. And then I bought a fat 1/4 of this one. Which is scissors in cream. These are all Make a Mower. They're all out of the sewing room collection. It's actually a fat 1/4. I've just got it folded up. But a nice sort of neutrally colour. And then I bought this to make something for my son into, which is also a Make a Mower. Monster Mash Icons Red, that's a fat 1/4. So what I've started to do is got like a little tag machine that I bought off Amazon. I don't think I've shown it, and then I'm just writing on the tag. And then just a plain white, which is a 1/2 metre actually. That's just a solid. I think there's a brand on that one. I bought some of these off Amazon just to keep my fabric in order. And then we were in Ryman's and I started doing some crafty bits. So I picked up some of the rickrack. And then I follow Fabi Riley, French designer, on Instagram. Sorry, it's it. They're the one that did the owl hoop that I'm about a quarter of the way through, but I literally started on my birthday and got to a quarter of the way through it and then put it down. Really loved it. Do need to pick that up at some point. But they are doing a sale in conjunction with Tom and Lily Creations. Are they? Tom and Lily are definitely French. I'm trying to remember if Fab Briley is French. Yeah, because the instructions are in... You can download it in 2 languages, I think. Or is it the letters like... I can't remember off the top of my head. But this is the... I'm going to struggle to say this word as well. Narinda stitch along. And it turns into like a needle book. And it's got expert level, which terrifies me. But there's cross stitch, back stitch, some speciality stitches, there's sequins, beads and buttons. I think you make it into a notebook. Why there's a floating hair, I don't know. So this is basically the welcome book. The first part of this is out. Have I got a picture? She gives you like a thread card that you can stick onto some cards and then just put the holes in. The instructions are really good. So that's basically a mock-up of part 1. So she tells you which part to stitch on, because you basically make multiple parts to stitch all together. And the 2 fabrics that are called for are 2's Weigarts. I don't think I've put the name on these yet, no. So these are both 32 count. I'm just trying to grab the name. So one's Blue Spruce and the other one's Smoky Pearl. So I'm assuming that's Smoky Pearl, that's Blue Spruce. And then there's DMC as well. There's about 5. So you can do it in DMC, or you can buy the threads from Tom and Lily. I went with the Tom and Lily because I've not used those before. It did take 2.5 weeks, something like that. I think I ordered it at the beginning of April, as soon as I saw it. So these are the colours. Yeah, and as I mentioned, beads, but luckily I had the beads. Petite treasure bead as well. So it's just the pearl beads. And then there are 6 DMCs. These smell really nice as well, and they're 8 metres, cotton, pre-cut, so lovely like purples and blues. That's blending into the blending in a little bit. So these are in French, so amethyst, but the not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. Atoile. Celeste. There's 2 of those. and they smell really nice as well. Carabit, which is like a lovely purpley blue. Fluidite, Lazure, Ocean, which looks amazing. Pacific, which got some variegation as well, which that's showing up. Serene, gorgeous, and then Verte. I went for the full skein option. I think they sold out of the enough to stitch the pattern. Really easy website. I did end up, I didn't get a shipping notification that it had left, so I did email and she came straight back to me, and she also popped an extra one in. So yeah, really happy. Everything was, there wasn't any extra duties or anything to pay on top of that. If you've got any questions, let me know. I also, at the same time as being on Bob Barley's website, I think the last one I bought was actually on Etsy, where I just sell to their website, which I'll link below. There's a couple of freebies as well, and I can't remember if, I think these are all purchase ones, but I also picked up Purple Iris Biscornu. Blue Iris Biscornu. That's definitely a different technique on the edge, just looking at it. So you've got like gold and blue on the edge of that. And then a Daisy Biscorn, it's not Biscornu, Biscorn? Yes, struggling, but it's like a little, this opens up and put stuff inside it. So it's kind of like next level, and that sort of indicates it's getting harder. But it's all, so you've got a mixture of cross stitch, back stitch, and then some speciality stitches. I think that one's got sequined in again as well. And the other one's got beads in. So yeah, looking forward to those when I get around to them. Can't remember if I bought anything else when I bought Liz Matthews or not. I'll have to show that next time. But you know the Bring Me Sunshine one, so I won't show that one. It's just if I bought anything else, which I can't remember. I think that is it. I'm starting to ramble a little bit. And my legs going to sleep. even though I'm sat on one of the, the kids' chairs. Yeah. I'm not sure when I'm recording next. But like I say, my main focus will be the block challenge, which is to get it done by the 15th next month. And then pick up some of the bits as well. Haven't done my prep work on my fabric because it literally turned up on Monday, and the first part was released. So in the welcome pack you get how to stitch the sections on the fabric, and in the first part you get like the first bits of cross stitching to do. So yeah, haven't done the prep work and haven't done part one, so I've got quite a bit to do on that one. So yeah, we stitch what you want when you want. It's going to be my motto forever, I think. I was trying to get the whip number down, but it doesn't seem to be happening because I think block party is, I think that's 31 at the minute. I've not looked, don't want to look. But I've got a couple of ones that are close to finishing, like Halloween night, and then there's another little mill hill that could get quite easy get done, and then obviously the big stocking which just needs to get across the finishing line. So yeah, I know what I want to replace the Christmas stocking with though as well, and it's kind of spurring me on a little bit to get some work in on it so I can start the new thing, which hopefully won't take too long, but that's for hubby, whose birthday is in 2 weeks, so that isn't gonna get done in 2 weeks, never in years. Not that it's a hard pattern, it's just there's a lot of stitching. So yes, rambling. Thank you if you stuck around this long to the end, and I shall see you next time. Stay well and stitch happy, and I think I've taken that from somebody else, so sorry. Bye for now.